In doing this work over 5 years, one of the challenges has been helping kids understand what's possible, what's doable, and the pathways for getting there. What badges enable us to do is that if I'm a new person entering the world of YOUmedia, I can go online and I can see all the people who've been there before and what they've done, what they've attained by looking at their badge history. And then I can click on any of those badges and say, well, wow, I want to be able to do this too. And right there in looking at that badge is going to tell you these are the types of workshops you need to do, these are the types of artifacts you need to create. And so I can see the work of others and learn from the work of others and then be inspired and have a pathway of how to get there myself.
We think learning takes place not just in institutions like schools and not just in after-school programs, but also in the home, in less formal and rigid sort of interactions between kids in the playground and so on. And we think Badges has at least the potential to be able to surface and identify and recognize and enable the recognition of the acquisition of that knowledge.
Badges are giving young people a way to not just learn new skills and knowledge, but actually develop language around it that they might not have had before to talk about it, whether it's in a job interview or on a resume or applying for colleges.
Badges, in many ways, are something that kids can think of as milestones, something that they earn along the way of getting better at something.
As an individual learner, I'd probably get a badge after I'd gone through some sort of experience, whether that's in a museum or a library where I kind of took a workshop, or whether that's something I did online. And I proved that I know something or I achieved something. And so basically I get a badge and it's attached to an online profile I have, just like any other online profile.
Youth development and worker development organizations that have been very integral to our success so far, they're actually creating the array of badges that will become part of a national manufacturing system, which would connect directly to the pipeline of new worker applicants that we provide, we push to employers looking for new talent.
In school, they could take a digital citizenship course, be issued the digital citizenship badge, and then it can unlock all kinds of privileges in the school setting. So a one-to-one laptop program or your school password for the internet.
The badge accreditation component of all of this is to look and to challenge ourselves and other game developers to think about the kinds of educational experiences that gamers will have that will be important to them in the future, whether it's in an academic setting or in terms of getting a job. If they learn how to set up a server that's working with customers from all over the world, that's worth creating a badge for. If they are creating tutorials or creating digital content, those are badges that future employers or future academic institutions are going to want to know about.
What we're striving to do in our interaction with badges is add value to the badges ecosystem by displaying that information on our site with an association between that skill and interest badge and a particular occupation. We're also excited to contribute metadata to anyone else's badges so they can put that back at their source. And so if someone is an issuer of a badge, we can provide the data backwards. This is the occupation or jobs that match up to that badge for the person to consume when they're looking at that badge somewhere else.
One of the recent badging projects we did was to support the Urban Biodiversity Network, eco-literacy project at the Museum of Natural History, where youth use mobile phones to explore the community around the museum. And we saw some very interesting things about how youth reacted to the badges. One group of youth loved the badges. These were the high achievers. They wanted to get every badge that they could. When they saw that there was a badging system, they were able to identify skills that they could develop that they weren't aware of through the project and then go after them. At the same time, the lowest achievers were also highly motivated. This gave them an opportunity to be publicly recognized in ways that they weren't used to. Here was an opportunity for them to find something that matched them where their levels were and their abilities were, and then be able to achieve something publicly that could be shared within the community.
How do we in fact engage students, inspire them? And one of the things that we know is bringing the assessment or the feedback much closer to the learning moment is incredibly helpful. Research shows that it's helpful for engaging students and getting them to go further, to take the next step, to continue learning.